Nah,
No?
jet lag is for
Just provide the value that people are looking for.
It's a long journey about figuring out why anyone would watch your video.
Make sure you pick the right trend. Like, don't jump on a trend that's not really related to your niche.
All right, that's it. I'm gonna be a creator, bro.
And we need to do an introduction where we're sitting for the viewers.
Yes,
Just
sir.
a short one.
How are you feeling?
Great. But also a little bit rusty.
Rusty
You
after
can also just say that we're feeling rusty. That people will know.
after not recording for so long.
Yeah.
We've done this in a long time, so please forgive us if we're a bit rusty.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep it as natural as possible, kind of a podcast style. It's a bit hard to do these podcasts when we are in different parts of the world.
Yeah. You still have a jet lag, I think.
Nah,
No?
jet lag is for pussies.
Okay.
But no, I think this was pretty good because Ron and I are both now in Bali.
Yeah.
So Ron has been here for about 5 weeks now.
Yeah. Correct.
And I came last night. It was a crazy trip to say the least, but I'm feeling good. And we rented this beautiful villa here where we're staying. You can see behind there we have, if you can guys see, there's a little, I think it's called a Buddha statue. We have a nice pool. We have a nice La Casa here.
Our staff with a gardener.
Oh yeah, we have staff and gardeners.
He might interrupt us a little bit later, by the way.
Yeah,
He's spraying the...
Yeah, he's spraying the garden, but yeah, and then we have a nice ocean there in the back as well. So we're taking this week right here to, prepare for the new year and record videos and podcasts and just have a lot of fun and
Yeah, especially because like in February, shorts monetization, a lot of exciting stuff coming up. So we also want to prepare, like to give a lot of information for people to start out with shorts, especially like in February.
yeah.
So I think we can also cut to the chase because people click this podcast for a reason.
Yep.
They want to know something of us.
Exactly. And so today we're going to talk about the title of this video, of this podcast, is how I got 1 million views in 7 hours with one YouTube short.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And who did it?
That's me.
This
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. And it was it was actually easier than I thought.
Okay.
So,
But before you get into the how you did it,
yeah.
let's first talk about give some context, okay? So we want to introduce the topic of the podcast, provide some context for the story.
He's reading the outline really good.
Okay, so identifying and jumping on a trend, okay? So
Yeah, we have structured the podcast a little bit because we've seen it in our previous podcast that like sometimes we're at the end of the podcast and we're like, shit, we missed valuable information. So right now we have like a certain outline that we want to follow to give as much value as possible towards the listener or viewer.
towards you.
Yeah, towards you. Exactly.
It's always interesting. I'm going a little tangent, but it's always interesting because like we are sitting here together
Yeah.
in front of the camera, but it's not the camera, it's you.
It's
like
a third person.
Yeah, it's like
an
we're
audience.
yeah, exactly. Like we're talking to you, whether you're a guy or a girl. You're perhaps interested in what we're saying here about YouTube Short. But let's cut to the chase and let's talk about how you identified a big trend within your niche. So the question is really like you were doing YouTube Shorts, right?
Yeah.
And we've talked about how identifying a trend
Yeah.
is an opportunity to jump on it and get a lot of views because
Yeah.
that's what's happening. So the question is, how did you identify the trend?
Like, first it's important you have, of course, a specific niche that you're like knowledgeable about because then you know your audience, then you know what's happening inside your niche. Let's just say, as an example, you're into football and your YouTube Shorts niche is about football. Then, of course, with football, like you have certain transfer periods. I think in summer and winter time, football players are transferring towards certain clubs. And basically, the news website that's publishing that announcement the first time, for example, Ronaldo moved to Saudi Arabia, I think, for a big amount of money, big salary. And if you're one of the first that's, for example, making a short out of that, people are looking for it online. But that's maybe a little, I'm going too fast already. But if you're in a football niche, for example, you can check out, hey, what kind of things are going on within my niche? For example, if there's a rumor going on that Ronaldo might move from, I think, Manchester United to a different club, then you better watch every day, hey, is there already a final decision being made? Because when it will happen, people will look it up for sure on YouTube, on Google, if the transfer is being made. So if you can maybe already, if you already know where he might be going, you can already prepare some shorts maybe. That's like next level thinking already. And then you can jump on the trend when Ronaldo is making the transfer within your niche. But maybe I'm going to a little bit too fast. But
That's interesting what you said there about preparing shorts if something happens.
Yeah, because there are already rumors.
Right.
For example, Ronaldo, might he go to USA or LA Galaxy? I have no clue. I'm just saying something. But there is probably already a likelihood what's going to happen.
Right.
So you better prepare for it. And like your short doesn't even have to be perfect. Like even if your short is like 80, 70%, it's fine because people are just looking for information and not for a perfect short. That's the benefit when you're jumping on a trend. And I did it as well, and I generated 1 million views in 7 hours. But it needs some preparation, and then you need to watch the trends closely within your niche. And to also help you out, there are some, like for example, Google Trends can help you out to identify the trends. You can see like the interest going up and down on a certain topic. You can also select the country and even filter on YouTube or Google searches.
So it sounds to me that like identifying trends in a niche requires staying on the edge of that niche.
Yeah, of course, because it's if you're not making a short about the trend, somebody else will. So you always need to pay close attention to what's happening, and maybe you need to even predict what's going to happen. For example, with the Ronaldo one, he might be going somewhere else according to the rumors. So are you the smart guy that's already preparing a short for maybe the other outcome or not?
And I think it kind of highlights this important point about that, like, you need to be in one niche.
Yeah.
And it's preferably needs to be something that you already have an interest in yourself.
Yeah, could be. Like, it depends. Like, I have a team that's making the shorts about specific niches that I'm not so interested in, just a little. But the benefit is if you're sticking to one niche and you're knowledgeable about the niche, it's much easier for you to identify the trends. So it's a big plus if you're interested in the niche for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't, like, I automate most of the things, and at the moment I have like a video editor that's also doing the research. But of course in the beginning that was not the case. In the beginning I did the research.
Yeah.
But yeah, jumping on trends is, I think, the biggest hack you can use to grow.
So you said Google Trends, but what are some other tools or websites or techniques to use to identify trends?
Basically, when you're in a specific niche and you probably have big names, like for example, I mentioned Ronaldo in the football game, or you have Elon Musk on the tech space, tech niche, Mark Zuckerberg, of course, as well. Like big names within the industry, in your industry, they most of the time have social media. For example, if Elon Musk is tweeting something, you know, it will cause like a lot of drama exactly. So you already know if a certain person within your niche that has like a large following will post something on social media, you can already think, okay, he's just posted this. This will probably give a chain reaction towards this, and maybe you can anticipate on that post with your short as well. So for example, again with the Ronaldo one, Ronaldo just tweeted this, and could this mean that he will be moving towards blah 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 blah? So it's just a situation that's maybe not even real, but you're still creating a video around it, and you know people will search for it because it's such a big name.
Right.
Hope it makes sense.
Yeah, interesting. To me, it kind of sounds that like you need to stay on the edge. You need to follow the people that are, the voices, the leaders in that niche, and you need to be quick. Like if you want to get 1 million views in 7 hours, like you need to act fast.
Yeah.
You need to stay on
You need to be the first mover.
Exactly. First mover advantage. So let's talk about the second part here is that like, okay, so you identified something that could, but you think potentially get views. Okay. Now, how do you go about creating a short?
Yeah. The thing is, I'm not a video editor, but I work closely with my freelancers, and they're all video editors. But the thing is, most important part of a short is just the high retention. Basically, you want people to watch the short at least, like if your short is like 20 seconds long, you just want your short to be viewed like 100%. Best is even like 110 or 120%, so people watch it even a second time. They just know you have made an interesting short. So I've been working with my freelancers now for over 6 or 7 months. So now they know like what it takes to make an engaging short. So rehook the audience every 2 seconds, for example. Have some nice editing. There needs to be something going on. So that's like important when you're making a short. But again, when you're jumping on a trend, you don't have 24 hours maybe to make the short. Maybe
Yeah.
you just have 1 hour because
Yeah.
you want to be the first mover.
Yeah.
So then you just do the most essential thing, which is with a trend is actually providing the value, the information around the trend. That's the most important when you're jumping on a trend, because people just want to know, "Hey, what's going on. Give me the answers about this trend."
Yeah.
And then the editing doesn't need to be so perfect. So I think jumping on a trend is the only way. You don't even need to perfectionize the editing so much.
Yeah.
Just provide the value that people are looking for. And a simple hack to get also high retention is provide the answer on the trend near the end, because then people will stick because they want to know the answer.
Yeah.
And then you will certainly have a high retention.
So, okay, it sounds like, well, it doesn't sound like, but you have a team that makes these shorts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, team. Like one guy is doing the most work, but I also have a second one to back it up.
So let's say that our dear listener or viewer is like, that's great.
Yeah.
Good for you, Ron. I don't have a guy who edits
Yeah.
the videos. I just want to get started with YouTube Shorts, and all I have is my computer.
Yeah.
Now, I have a little thing that I know, which is, using all the free software you can.
Yeah.
You can use like ChatGPT
Yeah.
to help you with the script.
Yeah.
You can use text-to-speech AI software if you don't want to record it yourself. You can just put the text there, and it will give you a very human-like voice.
Yeah, watch out with those over. Yeah, it needs to be real human-like, because like the TikTok voice and everything, everybody heard it.
Yeah.
I've heard it. It's horrible.
And then lastly,
Yeah.
putting together the video, you can use free software, free stock footage websites like Pixabay.
Yeah.
Search for alternatives as well. Like, they kind of skipped my mind right now, and then you can use a free editing software like
Yeah.
Veed.io
Yeah.
and also
heard of it.
Canva.com. So it really, if you're making an excuse right now, as in like, I don't have a video editor, I don't have a team like Ron does, that is not like, I don't accept that excuse, because if you really want to, you can do it yourself, really. I mean, the other day, I made a video actually on my channel, on my main one, where I made a YouTube short with free software.
Yeah, but I also want to say, like, that's also a route you want to take, and especially if you like video editing, like to make shorts, go for it. You'll learn a lot along the way, and maybe you want to hire someone later on. Then you at least know, hey, what makes a good short, because you made them yourself. But like having someone create shorts, like, it doesn't have to be so expensive. Custom voiceover can be done like for $1 to $2 per short script. A short can be edited for like around $5 if you want a good one. So you can also just work and invest the money from your job, invest it in a side hustle like YouTube Shorts,
Yeah.
and maybe start off with one short every 2 days. And like, the thing is with YouTube, you can decide your own pace.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a big budget and you don't want to do the video editing yourself, you can also just start off with maybe 3 shorts a week. And it's like for $15, you already have 3 shorts a week.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to break the bank. But if you like video editing, go for it, because it's the lowest risk and the lowest cost, of course, but you need only time.
The thing I like about shorts is that, they're short, right?
Yeah.
And so the production is a lot lower
Yeah.
than
And easier, like lower barrier.
Yeah, it's like very low barrier. And so, yes, it's like a spectrum. Like, you can do everything yourself, but then you can also think about hiring a video editor, for example, like you have, who is going to help you put together, and then put together a workflow and start thinking about it. Basically, thinking more about it as a manager / business owner rather than as a creator. Because I was reading a tweet from Patty Galloway, and I think I shared with you about why do people like us who do YouTube with the faceless channels and everything, and people in our community, of course, they grow a channel much faster than your traditional creators. The reason for that is because the traditional creator is like, all right, that's it. I'm gonna be a creator, bro. And then, he starts vlog day number 1 and all this, right?
It's a long journey as
And
well.
yeah, it's a long journey about figuring out like why anyone would watch your video.
Yeah, and also to interrupt you, sorry,
Yeah.
but there also comes a time that you're not feeling like to record, and then you miss one day, and then you miss two,
Yeah.
and it slowly becomes a week. And when you have like a team, it doesn't have to be expensive, but they can go like, no, not 24/7 because they're still human, but like if you take a step back, they will still produce. Otherwise, they don't get paid.
Yeah.
So, in like the thing is with shorts, consistency is like key. You will get paid. Like it will pay off if it will be like consistent. Upload like 3 a day, 1 a day, or 5 a day.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
yeah.
you know, for you listening and watching, it's important to probably think about it not in terms of like black or white, as in I'm doing everything or I fully like make a team. Like a lot of things in life go through a process of evolution.
Yeah.
And your journey, whatever it is you're doing, in this case it's YouTube Shorts, is also a journey, right?
Yeah.
It's an evolution. You
Like,
could
yeah.
start off doing everything yourself. Yo, that's a huge ant.
Oh yeah. Nice.
You could start doing everything yourself, and then gradually you start to understand the process better. You start to get more into the weeds. Is that the word? Into the
Yeah,
woods.
yeah.
Into
Yeah.
the
It's
weeds
good,
of like hiring, or like not hiring, but like getting people to help you.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, business comes down to having the best people in the industry.
Yeah. Yeah, you can like outsource step by step. Do everything yourself first, but maybe you don't like making the scripts. Outsource the script.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't like the uploading part and thinking of the titles. Well, hire someone that can do the uploading and the titles so you can fully focus on editing only. There are multiple ways to do so, yeah.
So let's talk about. We talked about, you know,
I'm
identity.
sweating like crazy, by the way.
Me
You
too.
too.
Me too. My legs are like.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's like 30 degrees here for the.
It doesn't look hot because it's not like sunny, but
the
it's,
humidity is high.
humidity is like 80%.
Yeah.
So we talked about identifying trends. We've talked about creating shorts quickly, whether you do it yourself or you have a team. Now, you also mentioned something about being the first mover.
Yeah, first mover, yeah.
And what are the benefits and advantages of that?
Well, when you're the first mover, you can basically set the tone for the thing because you're the first one doing it. And the most benefit is there's a lack of information around your topic. So again, you can come away with having a lower production value because people don't care, they want the information. So I think that's the biggest benefit. And also the biggest benefit is there's a lot of search volume around your topic because it's a trend, you know. So it's a great opportunity to build like your audience quickly if the trend is related to your niche. So I need to say this again, like make sure you pick the right trend. Like don't jump on a trend that's not really related to your niche, because maybe your short will blow up, but your whole channel audience will get mixed up with a different kind of audience. So make sure before you decide to jump on a trend, do a step back and think like, hey, is this really close to my audience? That's one important thing I forgot to mention before. But yeah, being the first mover, you can set the tone. There's not much other competitors out there, so everyone will lead to you right away.
Yeah.
Maybe the downside is if you're in a big niche, especially, or like a more competitive niche, other channels will also see it, so they will probably also jump on.
Yeah, of
So
course.
you need to be the first mover, and the downside is maybe after a couple of hours it will die down slowly. Like for example with the Ronaldo example, once he moved to the club, everybody will know.
It's not relevant.
So after a week or 2 weeks,
Yeah.
you will still get views, but a lot less than the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the benefit is mostly that you can produce something of lower quality and still get like
Yeah.
a high amount of views.
And I feel like jumping on a trend also can get you like, I mean, this is what this podcast is about, but like a lot of views quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, bad example. I probably shouldn't use it. No, I'm not even gonna say it because no. I was gonna say that. No, never mind.
Okay.
But-
Maybe for the next episode.
Yeah, no. It's just I don't wanna bring like negative stories and things into the
yeah, okay,
podcast.
yeah.
What happened in the United Kingdom last year
Yeah.
with the monarchy and
Yeah,
the passing on to the
yeah,
next thing. Like that's a trend in itself, But if you want to capitalize on that,
Yeah, but it depends on your niche, right? People will not capitalize on it when you're talking about football. So yeah,
of course. But in terms of like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like you need to watch out to not just jump on a trend to jump on a trend.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
inside your niche,
yeah,
100%,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
100%. That's why it's important to stay in one niche and be on the trend of it. Whatever it is. If you're doing basketball, you want to follow all the
Yeah,
teams, all the players,
exactly.
all their tweets.
Especially like on Twitter, I see on Twitter like a lot of big guys. Like the first thing the first new thing they publish it on Twitter or of course like Instagram, like any social media. Follow them, check it daily. There's also a tool called Feedly, which basically is a software tool where you can select what kind of websites you want to follow, or basically all the information gets like collected into one inbox, so you can directly see, like you can select your interest and everything. So you can select your niche interest, and all the information and news articles will be moved into one inbox. So in one eye glance, you can see, hey, this is going on into my niche. Maybe this is an interesting topic, and also to give a sneak peek on how to write a quick script. Insert the video of the news article title. You can just insert it in ChatGPT and say, hey, make a video script based around this news article. This is the title. This is the first paragraph of the news article. Please write a completely new video script. Boom, you have your new script. But yeah, that's the first thing for the next episode.
I just want to touch up on this briefly because this has been so revolutionary lately. I'm not just talking about ChatGPT. I'm talking about overall having tools at your disposal that make your work process easier, faster, and better.
The timestamps in this podcast, they will be auto-generated.
Yeah. The timestamps in this podcast, before it used to take me like
on YouTube, by the way, not on Spotify or anything.
Like half an hour. Yeah. Which is crazy. Yeah. Now I insert the audio version of this podcast into the tool, and it automatically gives me the timestamps and the abstract and the summary and everything.
Yeah, but it's a win for us, but also for the listener or the viewer.
Yeah, it's a win for everybody.
They can right away go to the most important thing.
But I just want to encourage you, like, if whatever you're doing, whether it's YouTube Shorts, YouTube, your entrepreneurial journey, like, one of the reasons you want to learn and study and listen to podcasts is to get like these little hints, these little pieces of gold to, like, you need to pick them up and you need to implement them into your workflow, because it's one thing to work hard, but it's completely different thing to work smart. And I'm sure you've heard about it, working hard versus working hard. You should work hard as well, but if you're working hard at something that you're also working smart at,
that's even better.
That's even better.
Yeah, but it takes time. Like if I see when I was younger, like what kind of tasks I did, and in the end, like it's not productive at all, you learn it along the way.
At the end, it comes down to identifying the highest return on investment tasks, and then everything else that needs to get done, but that you're maybe not good at or you don't like, or that is just kind of manual labor, can be outsourced. And you need to only focus on the things that you're good at and that produce the highest return on investment.
Exactly.
In our case, it is not editing videos.
No.
It is, in our case, it's thinking about video ideas and being in front of the camera. That's it. That's our highest thing. So let's close this off by some of the lessons that you have learned from, this one YouTube short of yours that got 1 million views in 7 hours. And maybe also like lessons, maybe some mistakes if there were some.
Yeah, I think that the thing is, if you have like a short going viral so quickly, you're like, it's actually pretty easy, No, that's like the thing.
Right.
That's the first thing that comes into mind. Like, hey, what will happen if I can identify more trends this month in my niche? Of course, it depends on your niche. But then, like, I got 1 million views in 7 hours. If I get like 2 or 3 more trends like this the upcoming week, then growing a YouTube Shorts channel or YouTube channel in general becomes really easy. So I think once you capitalize on the trend and it works, I think it will make your overall thought process on making shorts a lot easier.
You want more and more.
Yeah, and it's becoming more and more easy. So I think that's the biggest benefit. You just slowly understand, okay, this is an easy way, or not an easy way, but like a leveraged way to grow my channel quickly.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest learning process for me based on that. And yeah, the mistakes. Yeah, the mistakes I already mentioned it before. Creating a short that's not really related to your audience, to your
Right.
niche.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're attracting a whole different audience that on the long term might not be as valuable.
Mm.
That's the biggest mistake you can make. So make sure when you find the trend, do the filtering. Hey, does it match my audience or my niche really? So that's
Yeah.
the biggest mistake I made.
Yeah. All right, and to close off this podcast, I think it's worth mentioning our free training that we have
Yeah.
about YouTube Shorts. So if you're interested in, starting with YouTube Shorts, starting a automated faceless YouTube Shorts channel, then make sure to check out a free training that I put together. We put together.
Yeah.
It's about 20 minutes, and it's the first link down in the description. So with that in mind, we want to thank you so much for watching, listening, and of course, subscribing. And we will see you in the next one.
Yes. Ciao.
Bye.